So on this DIY craft video, I have all my crafts out. I'm going to be doing a DIY crafts tutorial. Here's some, and then I have this beautiful red one, you see? And that's why I don't have my nails. I have my camera over there, so I have to look to make sure you're getting it all. So, and this beautiful teal one. This black one is just black rhinestones. Now, it's going to be different. This is the one I first did with the meshing threads and then the rhinestone. So I made earrings and a choker and a bracelet out of this. And what I also did was I used some of those. Oh, I found these, and it's okay because I can add my clasp with jump rings and a chain, a piece of chain if I'd like. So for this project, you're going to basically need these ribbon crimpers, and you're going to need your jewelry working tools. Specifically your cutter, your chain nose, your round nose pliers, and for the crimper, your flat nose pliers. Everybody calls them different things, but that's what I call them. You'll also need some jump rings. Now, I like this package. I got this from Panda Haul off of Amazon. It's got like a variety of different sizes. So you also need some earring fish hooks. Now, you can use any kind you want. Those just happen to be the ones I have. I think I'm going to use these jump rings. They're a little easier to open and close. They're thinner. They're not so thick like these. These are more heavy duty. They're a little thicker, so you have to struggle to open and struggle to close. But they're still good. They're really good, and I like them. Now, okay. The next thing you're going to need for this project is a pair of scissors, because we have to cut the ribbon. So I have my ring light on, but I'm going to position this so there's enough light, and I'll see you in my, you'll hear me, but you won't see me. Usually I do a voiceover later when it's quiet, so you might get some noise, because my husband's here and he can't be, you know, it's only fair that he moves around and able to do things. So now you might have seen my last video where I used this one and I made earrings, a choker, and eventually I'll make a bracelet. And this material, what I wanted to give an update on this was this material is like a rubbery plastic type thing. And when you're making earrings with this, now I left it with the back like that. That's the back. This is the front. You could also, if you want it more uniform in the back, you could also cut another piece and glue it and then put your ribbon crimpers on. But what I would do, so there's no bend in it, is once you have your crimper, your ribbon crimper attached, what you can do is for the back is cut another piece, but put the piece, excuse my nails, they're all broken, put the piece right here, glue it right below the ribbon crimper where it sits, and make sure it's nice and flat. So I would use E6000 jewelry glue and forego the glue gun, because the glue gun never works out. It's too hot. It might melt this material because it's like a rubber plasticky type thing. And again, I got this ribbon at Hobby Lobby. It says $8.99, but there was 50% off, and I think I only spent like $3 and change for this. You do get 1 yard of this. Do this with an iron. It says lay a pressing cloth over the trim and press iron to cloth for 20 seconds. Do not move iron. Let cool and check trim for adherence. So if you're using this on a shirt or something, you could use that with some heat and a low heat and an iron. I didn't know that, but I bought this because I just liked sparkle. And so that's what you can do for that. It's decorative trim, and it's from Merchant 41 or Merchant out of Hobby Lobby. So now, since you've already seen this one and this tutorial, now I got these three. I can make a necklace, I can make a choker necklace, I can make earrings. Now these are more fall based, and fall is coming up. And this is a little different. See how this is the mesh and this isn't? I'm gonna open this package up, take that plastic. I wish they'd make it easier for you to get these plastic things off of these ribbons. So, oh, so it is like that with the mesh. I don't know if you're seeing this. See how the rhinestones are like that with the mesh? This is exactly like instead of the black, instead of the white shiny rhinestones, you got these black rhinestones. They have a shine to it, but you see? So you could do the same thing. If you're not really into the shiny rhinestones and you want more of a darker look, you can do that. It's certainly great if you want this. And it's also very goth-like. So you can make a nice one. Now they do have wider ones of this, and they even have thinner ones of this, just like this one. And this one again is from Merchant. And again, I got all these at Hobby Lobby. This was only like $3.99, but it was like 50% off, so it was even cheaper than that. So, and I get all these ribbon at Hobby Lobby in the fabric aisle where they have all the trim and all that. So if you have a Hobby Lobby by you, check it out. You might be able to find it on the Hobby Lobby website and order it. I don't know. You'd have to go through a lot of different ribbon. So this is the black one. I just wanted to open up and show you how that looked. And I would imagine this is the same mesh, so it's easy to cut. You'd probably do it the same way that I did this DIY with this one. Now, if you haven't seen that DIY crafts, please go to my first playlist on my channel. It's my DIY crafts, and go check that out. Okay, so today I'm going to be doing this because we still have 1 month of summer left. So here I go again, getting this plastic off. That'll be for the garbage. And I'm just trying to make room here. So make sure you have your jewelry working tools, your scissors, your crimpers, your jump rings, and your earring fish hooks. Also, if you have any clasps, whatever kind of clasp you want, whether you're going to use the ring and toggle type, like you're going to use a toggle kind of clasp like this, where the bar goes into the toggle, or you want to use a regular clasp, attach it to a jump ring. That's up to you when doing the choker, because you will be able to attach right on the top right here is a little loop, and you can attach it. And if you've seen my other DIYs, then you'll know that what I'm talking about there, because you've seen it. Okay, so now I'm going to take a piece to do a choker. Eventually I will make earrings just like the other. I just cut it to whatever length I want. But first we're going to do the choker. Now typically chokers are 16 inches around, but you don't have to, because we're going to have the ribbon crimpers along with the ribbon crimpers along with the clasp, and I can add extra jump rings to the other side so that there is an availability of size adjustment. But if you're going to make this to give as a gift or sell, you can also attach a nice piece of chain, not a thick one, but a piece of chain with maybe a decorative bead at the end. And it could look like, I have one here. This isn't gold. Okay? Now they give you two pieces. One, and I'm going to detach this. One has the long chain, okay, and the other one just has a piece of clasp. So these are two separate pieces. I'm just keeping them clipped together so I don't lose them in my craft organizer. And so this one will be on one end of the choker, and this will be on the other end of the choker. And you will, for just 1 second, I'll undo this. For those of you who are not familiar with this, because I do a lot of my videos, they're not too complicated. I try to keep these crafts simple for a beginner or for people that just aren't crafty whatsoever and might be interested, and I try to get you crafty because you can do it. A lot of people are like, oh, I'd never be able to do that. Anyway, I'm having trouble taking this chain off. So here you go. So this would be on one end and the other would be on the other, and then you take the two meeting ends and then you have a chain with like a little decorative type thing. See how that has that little thing there? And again, forgive my nails, I've been crafting for like a month. So we'll get on with that and we can create it ourselves. But if you want to make it look a little more neater and more professional, if you're going to make them to give as a gift or sell, you certainly can do that. So I'm going to show you some cool things I did before I start my craft. I got this little kit from Panda Hall off of Amazon. It just came. And it has these things where there's hooks on both sides, so you can make a battery. You can make a choker or a bracelet. And they come with different sizes. And I'm going to show you something. See, they're slide clasp. So I can put one end of a big, say I'm making a big bangle, and then the other end, and they can attach, and then this would be their clasp. They'll just slide into each other like that. And aren't they cool? They're magnetic slide clasp, and you can hook things. They're magnetic, so they'll also stick to each other in the package. All right, I wanted to show you that. I also picked up these cool beads from Hobby Lobby, from Bead Design. And I'm gonna probably be making something with that in the future. And I also got this set of beads. Because my friends saw my reenactment of the 3-tier choker I was making, I decided, and she really liked it, I am going to be giving her the one that I made online. And I'm going to be making a different version for myself because I didn't have any of those big beads left, and when I went to go get them, they were out of them. So this is a little bit bigger, so I'm going to take some of these. I'm going to do it a little different, but still with that same context of a 3-tier. If you didn't check out that DIY video, it's the one where I do the 3-tier choker with my own twist on it from a catalog on Venus that had that on the cover, so you can check that out. All right, now let's get on. Let me get these out of the way and get on with the project at hand. Just want to take all this stuff and get it out of the way. I did the blue and the teal or aqua. I think this is more of an aqua, but it's a very summery color. Reminds me of boho beachy summer. And it's again the netting type thing, the mesh. If you're getting a good look at it. Okay. So you're going to need your scissors, and you're going to determine, like I said, chokers are typically 16 inches around, but you don't need to do that because that would be too much waste. So I've got my measuring thing right on here, and I'm going to measure. But if you're going to make it to give as a gift and sell, you can basically do your average, as long as you know that your whatever you're going to use, whether it's a chain or whatnot, is enough for adjustment, because people do have different size necks. So I take a small size, but somebody else might not have a small neck. They might have a wider neck, and you give it to them and they can't use it. So I'm just going to, if you're going to make it for yourself, just simply put the choker around your neck and see where the back goes to. I want to cut where, see where the mesh is? Okay. I'm going to cut between the little rhinestones there, and then give it a good trim for the little pieces of threads. Don't worry, it won't fall apart, and you won't see anything, but trim it as best as you can. So I only cut mine about 11 and a half inches, and this probably can be trimmed a little more. but I did that to be on the safe side because it's better to have a little extra than less, you know, because you can always trim it, but you can't always add more to it. So we're going to go ahead and take our ribbon crimpers and put it on the end. What you want to make sure is that you're centering this. Now, another thing you can do, and I hope I can find it in with my crafts. Now, the other thing I used, which I used when I was doing this, I used slide tubes, and that's also my DIY crafts. You might want to check that out. And I got this kit off of Amazon from Panda Haul again, and they have different sizes, so I really like that. So you don't really need a big size for this one. So I'm not sure. See, with this one, what I did was one end is going to be open and the other closed, and there's a slight little tiny opening on the bottom that you could pry open wider if you need it, and then make sure you close. So I can actually stick this and slide it in, just like my other one. If you want a more rounded look, I'll save this for chain type earrings. You can make a lot of different type of earrings and jewelry with this, so definitely check out those DIYs, my first playlist on my channel. Okay, so I made it, I cut it a little too short. I think 11.5 was too short. I should have probably stopped at 13 inches. Even though chokers are typically 16 inches around, being that you have to add ends to it and whatnot. So again, it's an easy fix, don't panic. Get a piece of chain. Let's say I'm just going to put this much chain. Better to be safe than sorry. I'm going to clip that. I get this roll of chains either on Amazon, or you can go in the craft store and you get these rolls of chain. Now I'm going to get, some jump rings. I like these. I get these. They're the 6mm jump rings at Hobby Lobby. They're easier to open and close if you have a problem with that. The only thing is you do have to be careful because they can open easily and with a tug or force, but they are thinner. Okay, now I'm going to get my round nose pliers and my chain nose pliers, and I'm going to open this. And now I'm going to put it through the one end. Of the little loop. And now I'm going to hook my chain up. I'm going to put this. So you want to be mindful of how you're attaching your clasp. If you attach it the opposite way, it's going to be hard. So you want to keep them on. This part's the front, that's the back, and how, whether you're left or right-handed, or what you prefer. So now that I put the clasp through, I'm going to close the jump rings with my round and nose and chain nose. And you should hear a click when you know that you've got your jump ring closed. And make sure it's secure. Give everything a tug. And now I'm going to go put this on and I'll show you what it looks like. Gone and done. So I've got it done, the choker, and there it was. So I would really cut it about 13 inches, and like I said, most chokers are 16 inches around, but I cut it 11.5 inches, which is a little short. But go ahead and cut it about 13 inches, and then you can attach your ribbon crimpers. And there it is. I really like it, and I'm going to make a matching set of earrings. I think that'll look nice, and I can wear it with this dress. See, and it looks good, and I have all these colors in my dress. So I could wear the earring, and you know what another thing you can do as an option? In addition to making the earring, this would be the top of the earring, then you attach the earring fish hook, or you can have a jump ring and then a fish hook. And when you have this as long as you want, I don't care if you want it down here, you can have it long, you can cut it on an angle. And because they have the mesh, you can put a jump ring through the little loops and have little long beads hanging from that as well. So you can do a combination of things with this. And I'll also get a little closer so you can get a better look. See? And it fits nice, but with the chain it gave me an adjustment. So if you rather buy the ones with the chain already on it and the clasp in a package, go ahead and do that. I got this with this wide. Or if you have some chain of your own, whether you want to buy a spool of it at either any craft store, Hobby Lobby, off Amazon, eBay, you can do that as well. But do keep in mind if your clasp is going to go through the holes in the chain, okay? And then you could always put a decorative little something at the end. If you're going to make them as gives a gift or sell, or if you're going to make them for yourself and you want it to look nice and fancy, you might have short hair, so people will see that. Especially if you're going to make a bracelet with this. You're going to do the bracelet. Now look how nice that'll look as a bracelet. And they also have the wider version of this. So if you wanted to make a cuff bracelet, you can get the wider one of this. That's what I like of this. And they have it, the wider one in this kind, the wider one with this kind, and the wider with this. So basically, I can do all these colors. I'll probably show you them when they're all done. I'm going to make the earrings the same way with the ribbon crimpers, and instead I will be hooking an earring fish hook to the end, like I showed you in the DIY where I made the earrings, the choker, and bracelet with this. So you make it the same way. Please check out those videos. Please check out my DIY crafts playlist. And I hope you like that mini tutorial thing, my mini tutorial somewhat. I just wanted to do a brief one because I kind of did it anyway. I kind of did a DIY basically with the ribbons on this, except I used the slide tubes instead. So I wanted to do one where I was using the ribbon crimpers. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a like, comment, even if it's just to say hello. Please share my videos if you know anybody that likes to do DIY crafts and that might like to do this one. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.